two titans of the format. These are decks that have represented Scarlet and Violet throughout this, entire season. And look at this, they're meeting in the finals here at Worlds. What a better way to represent this right now.
Yeah, finally time to close out and determine which is the better deck. We've seen Dragapult as it started to rise to the top. The percentages flew and Charizard started to go down a little bit. There was this competition of which is more consistent, which brings you a better matchup, and as the meta starts to switch, and there's a lot of debate here. But originally it was Charizard.
Yeah.
We saw that Pidgeot is so important. The early quick searches, finding this ability to attack early for 180 and late for upwards of 300. And that can be plenty when you're dealing with the format. On the other side, Dragapult, as soon as we saw this card, we were wondering what is the best way to use it. Saw its play in Regidrago, and now it's a deck all of its own.
Yeah, well, we're going to see which deck is going to come out on top as we lay out the prize cards here for both of our players. These cards are going to be missing here until they can take them after their knockouts in this game. But you are correct, Kyle. Two incredible decks here. On one side from Justin, the ghostly precision of Dragapult EX facing off against Junya with the raw power of Charizard EX. These two insane forces are colliding here in our top four. It cannot be more exciting than this, Kyle, and I think we're ready to get started here.
Yeah, I mean, you see a young player looking to add on to these accomplishments, and for Junya, a great chance to build up a name of his own right here, right now. And this is one way to start it.
One way to start it, just two Duskull out on the field for Junya, and that is it. Not a single card played. No energy, nothing. Just passing over now to Justin Newdorf to take the turn here. This Dreepy immediately getting a Luminous Energy, and a Duskull on the other side of Justin's own.
Yeah, when you have Iono and you throw everything away with research, I think you have a pretty solid idea of what's going on the other side. Double Duskull pass is a chance that we aren't familiar with. But this one is going to be tricky. And for Justin, you have this ability now, the Ultra Ball, to search through, see what is in those prize cards. So it wasn't too bad over on his side. A couple cards that you already play multiple copies of, as he has a very consistent list. But for Junya on the other side, that one copy of the Dusclops, actually pretty tricky there because it's a 2-1-1 line.
Oh, yeah, that could be detrimental potentially. All we see are just the two little Duskulls out so far, but maybe they don't have their partners for the future. You know, Kyle, we've been talking about Dragapult EX, how it has the flexibility to take a step back, have that Badoo, buy you some turns, or you could potentially make some aggressive plays as well. It has the ability to do that. Where do you think Justin should go here as we're seeing sort of how the setup is already shaping up to be?
I mean, early and often. This is the one deck, very few decks are focused on rare candy in this format, but sure enough, when you see that, you need to play this Badoo, lock in the Itchy Pollen. You saw no item cards played.
Right.
They can be played on turn one going first, just did not have them. So if you lock them out now, there's a lot of cards off the top of the deck, maybe found from supporter if we see, that would lead to just more items that are completely useless as you buy more time.
Has one thing, Charizard EX it has so many items and it uses them amazingly if it can use them at all. So we see Justin here searching out this Badoo from the Ultra Ball, discarding those two cards for it, of course. Latias EX, this deck here for Justin is kind of what we've been seeing all throughout the weekend. It's a pretty staple Dragapult deck that we're seeing. The Jamming Tower is coming out. The Badoo is in the active position. We have the Itchy Pollen lock, striking 10 damage onto that Duskull on Junya's side. I don't know what the top deck was for Junya here, but I'm scared. We got the Arven.
It was thrown into the hand, but the Arven flew to the top. This is what you speak about, is when you have a supporter, you look for some assistance as it supports you through your journey, trying to find a way to win these games. No, this is not a way to do that, however. These cards are not helpful. We know that there is no Dusclops, and surely we have not seen the other Pokemon that could be found off Buddy Buddy Poffin.
Oh, tragic to see Arven seeking out these tools, but what are they going to do if you can't use them as much as you want to? We do see the Chi-Yu coming down here for Junya. It's just going to get that attachment of the TM evolution, but that's going to go away as well.
Oh, and for the hand for Justin, he had the Dracloak and the Professor's Research, but when you top deck a Dreepy to go along with it, feels that much sweeter. The hand continues to build, and he sees another Dracloak here, so some consistency aligning as we see a pink card in there too. This could get devastating quick here.
We love seeing those pink cards, the fire energy coming out to meet with that luminous energy onto the Dracloak there. It's being fully charged up for that Dragapult EX to come out and start striking here. Of course, that Recon Directive being utilized as well. But as we set up more and more on Justin's side, the Badoo continuing to lock down, debilitate Junya on the right side of the field here. That is the name of the game for Dragapult. They set up this unstoppable field that you just cannot respond to. And not only that, but Junya doesn't really have much in the first place anyway.
There's just not that much to look at.
And we got to drop it, I guess.
You can search out some evolutions, but what's that problem we ran into earlier, Boo? None of these Pokemon are evolving right now.
Right.
Have we discovered the Chi-Yu evolution yet?
I was about to say, we still don't know how he's flaming when he's swimming in water. We don't know what his evolution is either. The only evolutions we're going to see here are the Charizard EX and, of course, that Pidgeotto. Or Pidgeot? What?
It's Pidgeotto.
Pidgeotto, okay. As well, but yeah, I mean, what do you do with them? There's no basics here. No. Brutal.
Well, if you ever let me put down my basics, we'd have a different story, but that is not the case. And that really does speak to what Justin has to consider when you have a turn like this, where you see Hilda right there. You can search out your Dragapult. You can go crazy right now, taking multiple knockouts, leave your opponent with potentially just Chi-Yu in the active spot, and have this really strong lead. but also you're doing just fine with Badoo. How much time do you really need?
Right, just set up a checkmate here. And, you know, each card that's netted to the hand out for these Dracloaks is just more pieces that will help you to take home a game dominantly and with no questions asked about it. So we're going to see this Hilda here from Justin seeking out this Pokemon and the energy, of course, the evolution Pokemon from the deck. So it's a fantastic card, a new addition into our format from Black Bolt and White Flare, and it has proven itself here at the World Championships. As you can see, it fits perfectly into this deck. Grab an evolution, grab an energy, place them wherever you need them to be, and then you're into more cards. You're into these attacks. It just provides so much value in Dragapult.
Well, there is a debate, I suppose. You haven't seen anything from your opponent, and you can buy time for the perfect turn. It's not that far away, as you see a lot of resources already, and going for the Dracloak instead means more additional recon directives. If you see Dusclops this turn, you can evolve. Next turn, have the Dusknoir, and you have plenty of resources to take the KO. Dusclops in combination with Boss's Orders would be enough to take out these Pokemon with the Dragapult, or if you have the Dusknoir itself, you can take out the Chi-Yu and clean up these two Duskulls for the win.
Well, we're just churning away still here, Kyle, as we try to figure out what is going to be the path for Justin. But there is no question about who is leading this game at the moment. No prize cards have been taken, but the momentum is completely shifted to one side as we just see another pass here from Junya. I mean, this is our Masters top 4. There's everything on the line, and all we see is a pass over and over again from Junya. Only 2 cards. 2 whole cards have been played. That DM evolution is still on the GU.
Yeah, I mean, there's a jamming tower. It just hangs out forever.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we see both cards that Justin wants there with the Ultra Ball and the Dragapult. If you could search out both of them, you'd have a pretty strong answer. He's just a little bit off at this point. And is that the Dusclops? Okay, now there's the Boss's Orders to go along with this. We're cooking.
We are popping off here. Ultra Ball, we're flying right now. Getting these cards out of the deck. Dragapult EX. I can barely keep up with Justin right here. Dusclops popping off with this Cursed Blast.
Oh, he's got it with the counter catcher pull, and it's all right there. What a great way to close things out. Itchy Pollen locking him down, and Dragapult cleaning him up.
Oh, I mean, that is the name of the game here, and Justin is just bringing it to our table and proving why this deck is so powerful here. Of course, you know, Charizard has that raw power, has that potential, but when you put those obstacles in their way, just by a tiny little Badoo, you know, he's here. Maybe allergy season's over, but not here at our top 4 table.
Yeah, there's certainly a problem. We are not going to see Buddy poppin' if it is up to a Badoo. That is very detrimental to this Charizard deck, and I think that's a lot of the reason why we've seen the Charizards falling to the wayside. As Badoo was introduced into the format, we just found a lot of other decks that could lean on a more impactful stage 1 than just the Charmeleon.
Yeah, 100 HP, Charmeleon.
20.
Yeah, exactly, 20. Hey, that's all you need. That's all you need.
It knocks out Badoo.
Exactly.
It's hard to get it all lined up.
Yeah, I mean, that truly was tragic here from the Charizard's point of view, from Junya. As you see, he's taking a big breath. He's letting that one slide off as we head into this game, too. I mean, that just flew by. These players have extra time in our top cut here, and they're going to utilize all of that, but you still have to just get your mental right. Shake it off and bring things back in another game. You cannot ever count yourself out, and especially see from Junya. You know, someone coming with not that many accomplishments here, but has made it to this point. That story could continue. He's just got to focus up and hope that the cards go a little bit more his way.
It's a beautiful attitude to have, as you've already made the top 4 here. You've earned your invite to the World Championships for the following year. You've already accomplished what so many players have sought to do at this tournament, but you don't let those opening games, that awkward hands and these tough setups, these matchups that you might not absolutely love on paper, you don't let those get to you. You are here to play in the World Championships. You've got this opportunity in front of yourself now to win 2 games and move on to an arena tomorrow.
I know. I mean, how cool is that going to be? One of these players are going to get the chance here to prove themselves once again, potentially become a world champion the first time in an arena with all of their Pokemon fans, friends, and family supporting them and cheering them on. And they're just one match away from that. Junya is going to have to focus up, potentially bring us to a game 3, and Justin is just going to have to continue to remain calm, cool, collected, and carry out those epic plays that Dragapult EX is so capable of. So far, doing a great job, but tell you what, he's not really doing a great job of right now. Finding a basic Pokemon.
It's one of my favorite shuffles I've seen of the entire tournament.
I love it. I get more airtime on the shuffle.
It's not leaning into basic Pokemon this time around.
Yeah.
But certainly, I could watch this all day. It's hypnotizing.
I wish I could shuffle that good. I ain't gonna lie.
I've got these little hands.
I got tiny hands. Yeah, absolutely. But hopefully we can get a Pokemon here, a basic Pokemon specifically for Justin. That's what he's going to need to start things off. For every time he mulligans Junya on the other side, he's going to get an additional card to hand. So far, it's happened twice. That means 2 additional cards for Junya. And that could make actually a huge difference in these setups for these players.
Well, Justin saying I've got a decision to make. 3B or Monkey Dory, prize cards coming down, and we are ready for game number 2.
Well, the heat is on. Hopefully we get to see the heat from Charizard this time. What, Kyle?
Nope. We'll just wait.
Oh, no. Don't tell me this.
We're in trouble.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, we're kicking things off here on Justin's side. That's brutal. That is brutal to see. I mean, 3 Dragapult EX stuck in the prize cards here for Justin. All right, let's take a deep breath. You know, let's take a deep breath.
Okay.
We're already up a game. Who needs Dragapult anyway?
We do.
We do. We desperately do. Justin is looking through this deck right now here. Of course.
What is the name of my deck? Dracloak Dusknoir? This thing stinks.
Dracloak. we might have to start looking at some different moves on these Pokemon aside from that Phantom Dive. Oh my gosh, absolutely brutal here. The prizes have not let up on these players all throughout the day here in our day 2 of the World Championship. So Justin's going to continue to search here and continue to see all Dragapult EX are prized at the moment. Where do we go from here, Kyle? You see all your Dragapult EX are prized. What's your plan B?
We lean into Ghost Pokemon early and often. There's not much else you can really do from this point. You can set up a great board with your Dracloaks very similarly to the last game, where you just draw and draw and draw and hide under the Itchy Pollen, watch your opponent struggle to set up, hopefully, on your side of the board, and then you can lean into Dusclops. Deal 50, push that over, Night Stretcher, another 50 out of nowhere, and then maybe Hawlucha, and take these extra combos of attacks for prize cards that feel inefficient, but they lead to drawing these prizes.
Yeah, I mean, that's truly what we're going to need to do here. The prize cards hold all of the answers to the future of this game between these players. This could be the opportunity. Junya already got 2 additional cards thanks to those mulligan as well. Is going to be going second here in this game too. Let's see what Junya can unlock here and if he's able to set up much better in this match, as Justin is going to struggle to just adapt the strategy and hope for the best. But Artisan coming out here, that's going to give us some Pokemon here for Junya. So more than we saw last time, huh?
That's great news for anyone who's a fan of Pokemon. Artisan in play, multiple basics for both players could be seen at this point, and that's really necessary here. We only see the 1 Charmander prize this time around. Hopefully there's either supporter to go along with this, as I only see Boss's Orders, which is pretty unbelievable given how many mulligans we saw.
Yeah, not only that, but just the counts that are in the deck for supporters as well. I mean, yeah, that's pretty wild. The odds are crazy on both sides of the board here for our players. But Ultra Ball going to churn through the deck here, get this Cleffa out. This is a card that is awesome here when you can utilize it. You know, if you can grasping, draw, revitalize your hand for the future, it is fantastic, and it could really turn the tides. Try to get all these combo pieces together when you need them. We do see the Super Rod here paired with the Ultra Ball that discarded those energy and that Charizard. Now it's just going straight back into the deck. So there are resources that were used, and now they're bringing back because those are resources you're going to need when you start to bring out these evolution Pokemon. Infernal Rain down these energy onto the field. So Junya is playing it out here and is going to get a couple extra cards to the hand thanks to that Cleffa.
Yeah, including the Boss's Orders played early. Just one thing that may slow down your opponent a little more. It can be difficult to search out a Pokemon like the Latias EX to find the retreat. Having the basic energy or any energy to retreat this Pokemon can be hard as well. And maybe that's the difference between Itchy Pollen and Rare Candies.
Yeah, I mean, very well could be. Hilda coming out once again for Justin.
Main attacker.
Main attacker here. Oh my gosh. I mean, you start to forget how brutal this situation is, but Dracloak is the option here pulled. Right now, you're looking like, oh, this is pretty regular. You know, this is you're just seeing these GP come out. Here's the Dracloak. We're going to recon directive. But remember, folks.
Why is he sweating over there?
Remember, folks, 3 Dragapult EX, all of the Dragapult EX, I should say, in the prize cards for Justin. I'm excited to see him navigate this match, because if he can pull this off, I mean, that is going to be an epic feat.
Yeah, I'm even curious now if you recon before Artisan. It just tells you what do you want to see instead, more basic Pokemon or specifically a piece like the Latias EX so that you can Artisan for Badoo and find that resource.
True.
Does find Ultra Ball of all cards. So Latias is ready to roll. You can go straight into that with the Artisan, go to Itchy Pollen, and if you don't see Charmeleons and Dusclopses, there's no evolving happening anytime soon.
I need some help. I need some help here. Well, we're going to see that Ultra Ball go in. It's going to be for a Dracloak, though, here, leading to another recon directive for Justin.
Yeah, it might just be a nod to the fact that no Pidgey was played down. Your opponent doesn't have a way to continue to burn through, look at some extra cards, and scare you with the Rare Candy and Charizard attacking through and taking out these Dracloaks. If you don't feel threatened, just see more cards.
See more cards. Well, we're so... Oh, my God! What? It was the Badoo and the Latias EX, the pieces that you would want together. And I mean, one's going back to the bottom, the Badoo netted to the hand here, and Duskull going to come out of this deck from the Artisan that's being utilized now from Justin.
Yeah, when you make a decision and then the deck says you should have done this,
it's like, why didn't you do this, buddy?
Yep.
Why not? Oh my God.
He's being haunted one way or another. Duskull is out.
Hey, that's what you get for playing Ghost Pokemon, I guess, huh? Oh my gosh. I mean, being haunted by the prize cards as well. Maybe this is just a bad omen of a deck. I don't know. Not if it can get wins, though, here. Justin is still in this game. Badoo coming out once again. Itchy Pollen, we saw how effective it was to shut down Junya. Last time, of course, Junya was struggling to get set up in the first place, but Itchy Pollen does not help that whatsoever. Cleffa going to take 1 ping here, 10 damage down. Now it is tiny. It's only 30 HP total. Without any tool cards aiding it, so now...
When you have a 50% chance of seeing your only attacker in your whole deck, and then 30 hit points is staring in front of you, it's a much more comfortable spot than that initial deck search.
You're like, wow, I kind of like this, actually.
We're gonna be there. There's gonna be some prize cards in our future.
But do on Cleffa Crime right now? I like it.
Just the little guys.
Yeah, they're just the little guys the babies are representing here in the Pokemon TCG. It's fantastic. But focusing back onto this match here, Junya taking out another Pokemon onto the bench from that Artisan in the Charmander that's being laid out now. We're going to see that 1 card inclusion from the Jock as well for Junya to get out this Dusclops and eyeing up that Charmeleon.
Yeah, this is
100
what
HP.
You don't typically expect to see this card specifically. It's been a lot of players leaning over on Brock Scouting, the Hildas as well. Well, this is Charizard. You don't exactly need that, but just some way to search out these Pokemon. Sure enough, having the supporter to search it out gives you everything that you need under the Itchy Pollen, and you see that there is some help there waiting in the wings. A Charizard, an Iono, there's going to be some attacks pretty soon.
Yeah, we're still setting up here without the item cards being locked out by Badoo, but Charizard EX has answers, and we're starting to see that board build up for Junya into those evolution Pokemon. Now, of course, back over to Justin, not locked down on the item cards, so we see that Buddy Poff in here to be played to bring out these basics, but, you know, little does Junya know at this moment, one of those basics can't actually get into its final evolution. Still, that has, you know, not obviously come out at this point in time, but hopefully, we're in the prize cards. Oh, they're both on the bottom, the Dragapult EX.
Yeah, and
which is great.
It was a very easy search for Justin when he sees that, well, first of all of my Dragapults are prized, but to go along with it, Luminous Energy is a very important count to know.
Right.
When you are trying to manufacture prize cards after losing all your Dragapults, you immediately check Duskulls, Dusclops, Dusknoir, and he sees one of those pieces prized too. So a lot to work against, but certainly not with this hand, as he has the research, still has multiple Recon Directive to go along with this. This is a perfect place to be.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a pretty comfortable position here. We're getting into this Recon Directive. It is between a Counter Catcher and that A-Spec, the Neo Upper Energy here.
I mean, it's a blank card. You don't have any Stage 2s in your deck.
Not at the moment, yes.
Just the one Dusknoir, and I don't think you want to throw it on there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Dusknoir here.
A little Shadowbind.
Yo, chill. Unique plays that we've never seen before coming out of the World Championships. Well, Ultra Ball here throwing away some more cards into this Dusclops. You know, as we're talking about, Justin just needs to secure some prize cards at this point, but he's still doing everything possible to set up outside of those prize cards. And, you know, we ran into that issue before where our player had some Charmanders in the bottom and drew from the top. Even if he does draw from the top for whatever odd reason, there's still a chance he gets a Dragapult EX. So.
This is not Finland, okay? We're going to be just fine. Yeah, this is the spot where I believe you can take one more Itchy Pollen in there and still work out some pretty great plays. As you place that 10 damage onto the Cleffa, you're just going to be 10 damage away from knocking this Pokemon out. If you do move it to the bench by way of Counter Catcher, when you pop off with the Dusclops here, you have an opportunity to maybe include that Hawlucha. Put the 10 damage onto that Pokemon for a big KO, and maybe clean up another one of these Pokemon. You could even take out something like the Duskull here if you use a second copy of Curse Blast.
Sounds like there's a lot of ways to map out these prize cards and map out the future of this game. Justin is making his way toward that point as those damage counters are just stacking up on this little Cleffa. And Junya, now on the other side, getting into some evolution Pokemon of his own, the Charizard EX coming out now. Infernal Rain, allowing Junya to accelerate these fire energy out of the deck onto this Charizard EX and fully powered up. This is why, one of the reasons Charizard EX is so good. It has that internal energy support that you just get for free once you turn into a big Charizard.
Yeah, we've seen with Marnie's Grimmsnarl doing the same thing. This is just a great ability to have, just accelerating these energies, helping support some of your other Pokemon potentially in this deck, as we've seen Chi-Yu featured in some matchups, mainly as Charizard continues to fuel itself in the early, mid, and late stages of the game. Right. You know where the attacks are coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the one big piece is just keep track of your energies. Make sure that, you know, you have them in the deck to seek out as well. Well, we're seeing Iono play now from Junya here. So both these players still at 6 prize cards. We have yet to hit into those prize cards yet. So they're both going to get 6 cards off the top after their previous hands were shuffled and put at the bottom of their deck. Ooh, so let's talk about this inclusion here as well with the Miss Energy now that we see in Junya's hands. What do you think about that card?
It's been helpful for a few different matchups. Preventing effective attacks can be so beneficial. The unique one that we've seen throughout the course of this tournament has been against the TM Devolution. Right. Many players have included that into their list to try to slow down some of these decks or maybe take advantage of the lower hit points that are sitting under a stage 1 or a basic Pokemon. You can avoid that altogether with a Mist Energy, and there's also some damage counters you're worried about on the other side this time too.
Yeah, I would say so. Damage counters is not where you want to be here. You want to be dealing those damage counters out, not the other way around. Was that just a grasping draw here after that for 1?
Yep, and that's why when you evolve into Charizard, you want it to be in combination with Boss's Orders, not Iono. Yes. It's unfortunate that your only attack could be potentially into the Badoo. You don't really want to use a card like the Dusclops and pop early, knock out the Badoo, and then have them just send up another small HP Pokemon. You really want to cash in on this attack and take out a Pokemon like Dracloak here.
We're seeing the first Recon Directive from Justin. That's going to lead us into this Dracloak. Off of that, it's going to lead to our third Recon Directive. So we have had no issues drawing cards if you're on Justin's side. Now we just need to see some prize cards. But look at this now. This Cleffa sitting with just 10 HP remaining here. And Justin getting a lot of cards into hand. We already had the Dusclops evolved into on the bench as well. We're going back into the deck with this Ultra Ball. Where do you think Justin's going to go for this turn, Kyle? Are we going to see some popping off?
Well, I don't think it lined up as cleanly as he wanted in this spot. You can go for the Dusknoir, but I didn't see a way to move the active Pokemon if you used Curse Blast. No Counter Catcher or Boss's Orders, which would lead to a way to really cash in on that Hawlucha, take out the Cleffa piece, and also line up an attack on something like the Duskull. So instead, you go for the big guy. You have a way to place a ton of damage onto that Charizard and maybe get lucky, find that Dragapult here in the near future.
Yeah, 13 damage counters on that Dusknoir. A big upgrade from the Dusclops. Jamming Tower now out onto the field, replacing that Artisan. And it's just going to be this Badoo knocking out the Cleffa. Baby versus baby here. That's leading us to a Dragapult EX for Justin off of the prize cards. That's one step closer here to being able to actually use this great board state that Justin has set up. Junya, on the other hand, promoting this Charizard EX into the active position. Now, is it an awkward spot for Junya? How does the prize mapping look for Junya, and what does he need to look out for in these future turns or avoid, Kyle?
Well, he's playing a lot of ways to move Pokemon here. We see 2 copies of that counter catcher, which are now useless because of Itchy Pollen, but he still has those 3 boss's orders. We see 1 in the hand, and with the promotion of the Charizard, you now start to wonder, what is the most important target? There are 3 Dracloak with 3 different energy sitting there. Clearly, you'd want the one with the Neo Upper. However, isn't it tempting to just take that Dusknoir off the board? It is the one thing separating your Charizard from the discard pile or the active position.
It is very, very tempting indeed. You're like, oh, you haven't used that yet? So I would love to take that out here.
I'll just help you.
Let's go. I will
Let
help
me click
you.
the button for you.
Can't get there if I get there first. Here we go. Dusknoir being brought into the active position. Gusted up by that boss's orders here from Junya. Feeling comfortable doing that. Miss Energy coming down onto the board. Dusknoir, no Curse Blast for you. Just going to be wiped off the field here by Junya's Charizard EX. Of course, Burning Darkness deals 180 base damage. And then for each prize card, your opponent has taken 30 additional damage. So this is an attack that fuels up from that fire over time. As the tail burns, it gets stronger here. That's the first prize card from both of our players now down.
Oh, Justin now. He's got a lot to think about here. He finally has his Dragapult. He's ready to attack in, but he does not have a way to cleanly handle this Charizard. Is this a threat that you can avoid attacking into, or do you need to soften it up here? Because your opponent was taking some preventative measures. We see there's already a Mist Energy hanging out here. A clear answer that you typically see in this spot is boss's orders. Bring up this Dusclops and take it out along with the Duskull piece. Doesn't line up as cleanly, so what do? Disrupt the hand with the Iono.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to do it. Disrupting the hand a bit, throwing them off their game. We see it in the hand now.
You know what?
Some spice, actually.
Halucha's not a terrible find here. We like to sprinkle in damage whenever possible. And Buddy Poffin. Searching out a little more here, too. I don't think you're going to see much else, as the Duskull line is a little thin as a 2-2-1.
Yeah, I mean, this board is already pretty full, as we see now, but nothing sought after the Buddy Poffin. That's just a card burned at this point for Justin here. And a quick look through the deck once again. All right. So we saw the Halucha in hand. What else are we looking at here? Well, we're going to see 2 more cards off this Recon Directive. Has to choose one to net to the hand.
This is the Iono. Let's see if the other one was boss's orders or not, but there's ooh, look at this. Yeah, splitting it up with the Charmander. It doesn't do you much good to take one off of the board, so plays into both of them. And if this Pokemon is not answered, or we don't see an evolution like Rare Candy or Charmeleon even, there's a double knockout lined up on just the Charmanders, and you could take 4 if you clean up this Charizard too, with the Halucha and the 6 damage counter spread from Dragapult.
Yeah, I love that play. It seems like Justin is putting all of the pressure now onto Junya here. Phantom Dive, such a powerful attack, 200 damage. Then, of course, that 6 damage counters onto your opponent's field, as we see on those Charmander. So it's crazy. Once it gets set up and it starts swinging, it is scary and it's hard to stop. And the Charizard EX deck that Junya is piloting is going to have the answers here if he wants to remain in the running to potentially make it to finals tomorrow. Buddy Poffin going to start us off, getting a Pidgey out of the deck. That is now a full bench here for Junya.
Maybe a few turns too late, as this is the piece that we really like to see early on in the game, helping search out, find some resources. Has the entire line waiting in the hand, but do you have enough time to even use these manual evolutions here to help look out some resources? This is a spot where you could just use your Dusclops, attack in and deal more damage. Need a little more help here.
Yeah, I mean, 5 damage counters there dealt to the Dragapult EX. That's also going to be a prize card for Justin now that Dusclops is gone off the field. That was the second Dragapult EX drawn for Justin as well. Into the Duskull now off the counter.
Oh, whoa. Hey, this is getting crazy here. You promote the Duskull thinking you can hold it in place, and now he just moves it by way of the Curse Blast. It's over.
It's over. Justin Neudorf, after an insane play here that we practically missed, Kyle, is taking this game in the top 4. A 2-0 victory here for Justin Neudorf with Dragapult EX.
We didn't even get a chance to breathe.
I know. I was choking there, Kyle. I mean, that was incredible here. Well, let's walk it back in the replay once they're ready to showcase that off. But for now, so unfortunate here for Junya. Charizard EX being taken down, but Justin Neudorf, of course, advancing into our finals tomorrow here at the World Championships with Dragapult.
Wow. Yeah, this is a great spot for Justin there. He saw exactly what he needed.